I'm I'm losing brain cells the more I watch this, but also like I support it, girly. I'm never gonna be clean. I'm gonna be taking a hot shower, and all I think about is Omega sex with Mark Zuckerberg. That's what's coming. When you pretend to be an alpha, you can get the alphas and the omegas, and it's good for him because that's how you get what he wants. Shit, should I try to be an alpha? The face Giko gave me is like, dude, are you for real? No.
Hey guys, before we begin, huge shoutouts to people who support me on Patreon and who make all of this possible, my patrons. Sebastian, Victor H, Null, Jiverdata Green, Stephen McLeese, Jerry Cherry, Mad Dog Gamer, Elizana, Russell Ryder Evans, Tim Bobrowski, Lauren Wallace, Deja Doodles, Kristen Rowdy, E, Thanatos 13, Ruben Gutierrez, Zapper, Stexles, Matt, Sony 1979, Andrew Rodriguez, Chirapat, Eros 41, Derek Speed, Sin, Eric Josway, The Mysterious Potato, Diet Light, why? EXX, Samonzi, Paul Nguyen, Justice, Phoebe Adams, Big Reputation, Supercat, Brandon Shuon, Soshiki, and Carter. And all those who support me in the other tiers, thank you guys so much for the continued support. 12 days of Yaoi. We are going off into a new year, and it's best to share as much gay shit as possible. So yeah, there's that. Hi, Kay. Let's get back to the video.
Welcome, one and all, for we have come for your. I don't know what to fucking start with this. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first day of Yaoi. In the first day, 12 days of Yaoi, we want to gather together as we learn about something that has developed in that can only have happened once a millennia on this land of Yaoi. Political Yaoi coming true. This is the coverage of political yaoi, particularly Lumiere's political yaoi dating simulator master diagram with evidence. You know what with evidence means? With evidence, that means yaoi is real. Yaoi in real life is real. By the way, if I sound very different right now, it's because I'm still recovering from my throat thing. I coughed a lot, but there's a significant change in the past weekend, so I can vocalize in my lower register, not in my higher register. Fuck, it's that bad. That's not intentional. My higher register is not as sprightly. I'm sorry if we could not stream this because honestly, I want a very personal experience. I would also like to thank Lumiere for organizing all this. Girly, you have. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to find the right face. Girly, you have done this world a service. We applaud we applaud your efforts. Thank you for simplifying all of this for us because I'm busy enough with my own country's oh fuck. I'm busy enough with my own country's politics. My own country's politics is its own bat of shit crazy and it involves bitter exes. Don't come at me. You people are fighting over there. Fuck you. I am tired. All of us are tired. Anyway, I didn't mean to get that political. Let's get political by watching the US politics get yaoi, as explained by Lumiere. Thank you, Lumiere. Take it away, girly.
Lumas! We have been
Lumas.
through a lot together.
Hell
You
yeah.
and me. Me
Yes.
and you. First,
Yes.
there was Trump Yowie. Then
What?
there was LeBron. And
Who's
then
he like?
there was Trump Yowie. But it came true. And here at
Trump Yaoi came
Meatopia
true, guys. I cannot
Incorporated,
believe it.
we
This is
do
the
not
weirdest
take these
timeline
things
we've ever
lightly,
been in.
because if nothing else,
Exactly,
what
we
are
cannot take this lightly.
A family!
We're a family. Oh
No,
my
serious.
god.
I think that you guys deserve something to commemorate everything we've been through together. So here it
Absolutely.
is. The political yaoi dating simulator love
I can't believe she's
pairing
made a dating simulator. This
master
is crazy.
diagram with evidence. Here it is. When you
The
look
fact that
at
she
this
has
master
evidence,
diagram, you might notice a
we
few
appreciate
things,
you,
okay?
Henny.
You'll notice
love you
that
for
on
it.
the right, all of these politicians, except for Erdogan,
Gonna lose
these
brain
are
cells
all
here, guys.
domestic routes. And on the left, these
What do you
are
mean
all
we have domestic
international
routes?
And
What do you
the
mean
order that we
international
are going to
routes?
go through the routes is pre-Biden, which is Trump's first term, Biden
We have
era,
chronology.
which is during
Chronology?
Biden's first term,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
post-Biden, which is Trump's second term. Now that you're
Okay, we've been briefed on those different aspects. I want to challenge any game dev to make a Yaoi game based on Trump's political Yaoi journey, even if it ends in heartbreak. Actually, there's one way we all want it to end, but let's not talk about that.
briefed, let's start. First, let me do a recap for all of you who are just getting into the political
Yes, please.
crown.
Oh shit.
Bolsonaro have a weird, complicated love
Wait. My hotkeys.
are actually in a secret.
I'll kiss every guy.
Why does Trump keep saying he wants to kiss every guy, by the way? Anyway, let's go back first.
All international routes. And the order that we are going to go through the routes is first term political yaoi dating sim. The political yaoi dating sim is centered around our main character, the 47th president of the US, Donald Trump. Here are some important things to know about Donald Trump. So first of all, Donald Trump is an Omega. This is important information
Trump is an Omega?
to retain for later. Donald Trump equals Omega. Number 2.
Pregnancy?
Donald Trump is both a tsundere and
A tsundere?
a yandere. He has
And a
both
yandere.
tsunderish and yanderish
Actually,
traits.
yeah, that checks
Finally, he wants a harem ending.
He wants a
I'll
harem
kiss
is
every
fucking
guy,
nuts.
man and woman. Man, how handsome he is. I'll kiss him.
Man and woman. Oh my God, stop.
Not with a lot of enjoyment, but that's okay.
An entire harem
Wow.
ending. Now that that's established,
He wants a harem
let's
ending.
start getting into the routes. Our
I can't
first
believe
route,
this.
the
This is
legal
nuts.
one. Legally,
The legal
Trump
routes?
is married to Melania Trump. However,
She's the most distant.
roll
Wait,
the evidence.
wait. She's the most distant. I'm even covering her face. I'm sorry, Melania. Actually, you deserve it. Fuck you, girly. Um, Melania's over here, so I'm just gonna submerge myself into the ground here. Yes. Let's appreciate the diagram and the effort that went into organizing all this. Oh my God! Wait, my man Zoran. Zoran, hi. You did good for New York. I hope you get to do more good for New York. We love New York. We love the people of New York. I like the guy. You barely kissed
So
her.
as
Oh my
we just saw
God.
in the evidence, Donald Trump and Melania Trump are actually in a secret lavender marriage. They are best friends who
Secret
decided
lavender
that
marriage
this
with Melania is
shared
crazy.
legal binding between them would be beneficial for both. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna
Not
give
a
them
beard
a special
marriage, shut
lavender
up.
color. So that's
No.
crown. Look how
Oh, shit.
Bolsonaro have a weird color.
Oh fuck! I keep hitting the hotkey in the wrong time. Okay, lavender marriage. That's where we are.
Best friends who decided that this shared legal binding between them
I can't
would be
believe this shit.
beneficial for both. What I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna do is I'm gonna give them a special lavender color. So that's the first route.
Lavender
the friends
marriage, okay,
only
got
route.
it.
Our
Yes,
next
presumably.
route is somebody who has been in the news quite a bit recently. Jeffrey Epstein. Him
Jeffrey
and
Epstein,
Trump
alright.
are in a love relationship. Now,
Love
you might be
relationship, so
saying,
we got
Lumi,
the
how do you know this
it's
for
pink.
certain? Don't worry, I'm gonna
Epstein
pull it up
files
on
are there to
screen for you.
explain.
This letter that Donald Trump allegedly, that I have to say by law,
What do you
that
mean this
Trump
is the
sent
letter?
to Epstein. And now I'm gonna read it out to you. There must be more to life than having everything. Donald. Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey. Nor will I, since I also know what it is.
What high
Donald,
school play is
we have
this?
certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey. Yes, we do, come to
Stop.
think of it. Donald. Enigmas never
What's
age.
happening?
Have you noticed
Enigmas
that?
never age,
Jeffrey,
neither
as
does
a
your
matter of
omega
fact,
pussy,
it was
apparently.
clear to me the last time I saw you. Donald, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret. Donald J. Trump, and then
That's
he
as
signed
gay
it. Let's
as
address
fuck.
the
They
elephant in
killed
the
it.
room.
Oh my God.
Yes! This is super freaky. Now let's address the second
freaky.
elephant in the room. From Donald to Jeffrey, using specifically their first names, not their full names.
Okay. I thought that was drawn pubic hair at the bottom of the diagram. No, that's Donald's signature. I'm so sorry. Holy shit. I'm losing my mind. There's so much happening right now in this image. Why do we have a woman's body? Why are Jeffrey and Donald talking like they're long lost lovers in a cheesy middle schoolers fanfic of themselves with their crush? What is happening here? Nico, you look very uncomfortable.
names, like Trump does with a lot of his routes, their
I'm
first
at
names
Nico's place,
only.
by the way.
We
He's
can
giving me
therefore
space.
assume that as much
But
as
I
he
don't think
might
I'm
like
gonna
to
hold this space
deny
for long.
it,
I'm losing it.
Epstein was probably one of Trump's original love routes. Now,
Original love
unfortunately,
routes is
this
crazy.
route might never be confirmed unless the Epstein files are released completely unredacted. But the chance
They want to unredact the Epstein file so we can confirm if Epstein was one of the original love routes for Donald Trump. This is not good for my throat.
chances of that happening are very low. But a route that is confirmed is the
Confirmed
route
route is
between Trump and Bill Clinton.
Trump and Bill Clinton
According
route
to
is confirmed.
this Epstein file right here. So I'm gonna read this Epstein file out to you guys too. On Monday, March 19th, 2018 at 1:49 p.m., Mark L. Epstein wrote, "How are you doing? A while back you mentioned that you were pre-diabetic.
Are college people really that buddy-buddy with each other that they write heartfelt letters? I never felt that in college. No one wrote me letters. We checked in on each other in person, but no one wrote me heartfelt letters. Guys, I'm really sad. I don't think my bros were bros. I got hazed to be with the bros, you know? I got spanked. The only reason I got through the spanking with the paddle was because I was practicing BDSM at the time, and I got really into it. I sound weird. Honest to God, that's actually what happened. The only point that I cried was when my mother called. You can scream. You can scream, Nico. Damn it. But yeah, the only time I cried at frat hazing was when my mother called and I couldn't come up with an excuse to be outside that time. I'm a grown man now. I can stay out and be paddled whenever I like. I still go home at midnight because I'm old. Sorry. Anyway, continuing the Donald Trump's Yaoi.
Has anything changed with that? What is your boy Donald up to now?" Jeffrey E. sent Monday, March 19, 2018, 2:15 p.m., so the same day, just a little bit later, "Hey, all good, Bannon with me." Then, Wednesday, March 21st, so this is 2 days later, at 4:32 in the morning, Mark
What happens at
Epstein
4:32?
writes, "Ask him if Putin has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba. Ask him if Putin
Ask him if Putin has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba?
Trump blowing Bubba.
What the fuck?
Bubba is a widely known nickname.
Wait, is that
for
why they're so
Bill
buddy-buddy?
Clinton. And when this craze was going on, there was one person who was denying this. Mark Epstein, aka Jeffrey Epstein's brother, aka the other person in the file. And the only other Bubba that existed was Ghislaine Maxwell's horse, and Ghislaine Maxwell worked with Jeffrey Epstein on the Diddy stuff. So people...
The other Bubba was a horse. Would you suck horse cock? I wouldn't, but that hasn't stopped someone from writing it back then. We all know that one. I forgot the name of the file, but you know what it is. Guys, don't look at me. Guys, don't look at me like that. I'm an old... The internet was a different time back then. Hell, people used to be on Live League. I missed out on that. Maybe for the better. Yeah, it's better that I missed out on Live League. Let's continue before I dig a bigger hole for myself. I'm already a hole.
People were implying that perhaps Bubba could have been an animal instead of Bill Clinton. However,
Bubba could have been an animal instead of Bill Clinton. I'm really losing it because the codename Bubba can mean either Bill Clinton or an animal.
think that Mark Epstein might have been saying this because he didn't want people to ship Bill Clinton with Trump.
Mark Epstein's saying this because he didn't want Bill Clinton to ship him with Trump is crazy.
Because he was in love with Trump. So we're
He was in love with Trump? Mark Epstein? Okay,
gonna
can't
dot
stop.
the lines here.
Dotted line,
He
okay.
might love Trump, and
Yep.
he might hate Bill Clinton.
He might hate Bill Clinton,
Bill
got it.
Clinton has a confirmed relationship with Hillary Clinton. Trump and Hillary are rivals. So Hillary and
Trump and Hillary are rivals. That's why during that election... Oh wait, no, but who's Hillary running against? I forgot. Oh wait, it was Trump. Oh shit. Oh
Trump
shit, the
political
plot
rivals.
thickens.
This is the first ever PYDS love triangle, but after Trump got elected, this fizzled out. And then Trump started getting with real solid domestic routes. Actually, Mike Pence, his vice president. But Trump's
Mike Pence,
relationship
his
with Mike
vice
Pence was
president?
complicated. In the beginning, when Mike Pence and Trump first came together, Mike loved Trump, and Trump loved Mike, right? It
What
was a
happened?
love-love relationship.
What happened between Mike Pence and Donald Trump that it stopped? What could have happened? What kind of heartbreak could have happened? I don't know.
But as time went on, Trump started becoming neutral to Pence. Why? Because he was busy playing with other routes, international routes, and
He
he
was
started
playing around with
neglecting his
other routes
domestic
because he's a
route
harem hunter,
until
fuck.
a new political rival appeared, Joe Biden. So suddenly,
Biden was another
Trump was all
political
thinking
rival.
about
Okay.
Biden. And this was really bad for Trump because at the end of his first term, he started saying that Biden had won the election unfairly. And he was pushing Pence to say the same thing because he assumed that Pence loved him. And Pence did love him. But after all of the neglect that Trump showed him, pushing him to the
This
side
is a
for
lot.
international routes,
This is a
Pence
lot.
decided, no. He didn't want to be treated like this. He didn't
Not
want to be
anymore.
Trump's second choice or
I
third
know
choice
better
or
than
fourth
to
choice or
love
fifth
you.
choice.
I love
No,
myself.
he had
I'm
had
Mike
enough.
Pence.
So Pence said, no, Trump, Biden won the election fairly, which made Trump mad. So when the insurrection was happening, Trump said this, that Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what should have been done to protect our country and our Constitution. When Pence was stuck in the Capitol while people were outside rioting, which made it dangerous for Pence. And Trump did nothing about this because Trump is a yandere. If he can't have Pence, if
The
Pence
yandere.
doesn't love him anymore,
If Trump cannot
then
have
nobody
Pence, no one can.
Oh
my God,
so Trump
that's
and Pence kind of
yandere.
have a love-hate relationship now. Pence hates Trump, and Trump loves Pence, but also kind of hates Pence. Because it's the yandere in him.
We need to get
But
you
then
more
Trump
custom
lost.
tools,
So
girl.
Pence
I'm
was
willing
no
to
longer
help.
Vice President. Trump
Program
was
or
the
find
president.
someone.
Instead, there was Biden. And I feel like this one is pretty self-explanatory, right? They were enemies, and then they became lovers, and then they went back to, like, enemies again. So, instead of just rivals, they're now ex-lovers. And if you don't believe me, just look at these. Here are Trump and Biden
Why are they holding
in
hands
front
like
of
this?
the fireplace, looking lovingly into each other's eyes.
Lovingly
Here are
into
Trump
each
and
other's
Biden
eyes is
dressed
crazy.
very smartly, almost holding hands. They're
Almost holding hands
interlocking
is crazy.
pinkies underneath the shirt. You
Interlocking
just can't see
pinkies?
it, but I know they are.
Oh my God.
Here's them debating. Everybody knows that they tend to debate. That's one of their favorite pastimes with each other. Here's Biden looking at Trump sweetly and lovingly, and Trump is holding
I'm
onto his
losing my
arm.
mind.
They're just sharing a moment with each other.
My
Here
brain
they
cells are dead,
looking at
guys.
each other
They're
sweetly
gone.
and lovingly again. Finally, here's a picture of them laughing with each other in front of the fireplace. They had a pretty good relationship. Now, they had a lot of banter and they argued with each other, and it was definitely a little bit toxic. But everybody knows
little bit
that
toxic
Trump
is
is an
crazy.
Omega. He likes that type
Trump
of
is an
toxic
Omega.
relationship.
He likes the toxic relationship.
I told you it
okay.
would come in handy. And the thing with Trump is, even today, he is still not over Biden. Here
not
is
over
his
Biden,
Truth
it's
Social
crazy.
post from yesterday.
Are you kidding
where
me?
he
I forgot
says,
Truth Social
the
was a
chart
thing.
below shows a clear chronological pattern. Trump 1, almost no inflation. Biden, runaway inflation. Trump 2, low inflation. Media conclusion, Trump's created an affordability crisis. Even today, he still cares about Biden. He has pictures of Biden cut out on his phone. He has stickers of Biden's face. If that's not love, I don't know what is. But that doesn't change the fact that they are still ex-lovers. Okay, next route. After Biden went out of office, after the Biden era was over, Trump moved into a new era where he found a substitute for his old vice president Mike Pence in J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance actually used to hate Trump, and then he learned to love Trump. But the
learned to
thing
love
is,
Trump. Okay.
Trump does not feel the same. Trump hotel
doesn't care
chairs
about
him
him.
every single time there's another route. All JD is left to do is just watch. Trump treats all of his vice presidents the same. He treated Pence this way, and now he's treating Vance this way, where he pushes them off to the side until
Okay,
he
he pushes
actually
them to the
needs
side.
them. He's kind of ignoring him, but
Okay,
it's
that's
neutral.
toxic
Here's a
abuse.
picture of them when Trump was still into him.
Uh-huh.
If you look at any of the following pictures between any presidents where JD is in the background, Trump is like here, JD is like here. Okay, Trump is here, JD is here, and JD's like, no, give me attention. And Trump is like, and then he doesn't even pay attention. But these were all the presidential routes. Now we are going to move on to the next season of domestic routes. The billionaire routes. First,
Billionaire routes is-
everybody knows
oh my God.
that Trump and Elon Musk are ex-lovers. They
Trump
used
and
to
Elon
have
are
a
ex-lovers,
great
okay.
relationship, but then they
That I
broke
know.
up. But
Uh-huh.
recently, they were seen again together
What do you mean
at
recently?
Charlie Kirk's funeral, where Trump said
Charlie
in an
Kirk's
interview
funeral? Oh,
afterward
fuck off
that
with
he
that
was
one.
glad Elon came over and talked to him. So here's the clip.
Mr. President, everyone's saying that Charlie brought you and Elon back together. Is that true?
Ew.
Well,
No,
Elon
shut up.
came over and said hello. And, it's nothing
I need you
to do
guys
with
to
that.
stop. This is a lot.
I thought it was nice. He came over, had a little
All right,
conversation.
whatever.
We had a very good relationship, but it was nice that he came over.
So I think that
What
even
the
though their
fuck are
breakup
they
was
doing?
so
This
bad and they were
framing is
both
so
hating on each other,
stupid.
Elon was talking about how Trump was in the Epstein files. It looks
Oh my
like they
God.
made up, and now they're
This is bad.
ex-lovers and friends. Next.
I was about to say this is better than Real Housewives, but I'm like, no, Real Housewives at least doesn't detriment my right to live. Right? Maybe. We should be fine. Anyway,
Next, Tim Cook. So obviously,
Cook?
Tim Cook was giving Trump his sugar baby fund, right? Tim Cook was saying that Apple was willing to invest in the government a certain billion amount of dollars. And during this time, Tim Cook gave this to Trump. He gave Trump this glass plaque by Apple, symbolizing that Trump was the apple of his eye. And here's
not the
a
apple
picture of them
exec
almost
doing the
kissing.
apple of his eye bullshit. No.
Look, they're almost kissing.
What
so
the fuck?
obviously, Tim Cook and Donald Trump have
Help
a
me?
love relationship between each other.
Okay, there's a
And
love
just like with
relationship between Tim Cook
it is a very
and Mark
similar thing with
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg. Play the clip.
At least $600 billion. Sorry, I wasn't ready to do for announcement. He said I wasn't sure what number you wanted to go with.
Zuckerberg is the pet route. He aims to please Trump. So obviously, he and
Mark Zuckerberg is the pet route. Okay. He aims to place. He still looks like a slimy white lizard. I fucking hate Zuckerberg right now. I'm sorry. There's no salvaging that. I'm losing brain cells the more I watch this, but also like I support it, girly. You can have my brain cells. Let me give you a like before I forget because I'm losing these brain cells. That includes memory.
Trump are in a love relationship where, again, he is offering a sugar baby fund, but he's
Sugar
willing to
baby
give his
funds for
Omega
Trump,
any amount of
apparently.
money he wants. They're an Omega on Omega love, by the way.
Trump and Zuckerberg Omega on Omega love. Fuck. Help me. So Mark Zuckerberg and Trump are both Omegas. But Zuckerberg's the rich one, so he gives it to Trump like a sugar daddy to a sugar baby. And Nico, I don't think I'll ever be clean after this.
Nope.
We're gone. Nico's agreeing, by the way. I'm never gonna be clean. I'm gonna be taking a hot shower, and all I think about is Omega sex with Mark Zuckerberg. That's what's coming. This is not
Or like beta sex.
not meta sex. Show! My throat. It doesn't hurt, but it can't hit that note. Oh god. Not the meta sex. God, I've had better sex in VR chat. I had better sex in VR chat. I have ERP'd better than anybody could ever meta sex with. Okay? I'm losing my mind. The hell with your neighbors. I'm going in.
By the way. Next, we have this random Michael Huckabee. I already have a video on this, so I won't read it. But Michael Huckabee basically says he
I don't
loves
even know who
Donald
Michael
Trump
Huckabee
so
is.
much, and he is so glad that he has Donald Trump in his.
There's a whole entire essay in Facebook Messenger from Mark Huckabee to Donald Trump. What the fuck? Girl, you not need to be this desperate. This is high schooler bullshit. If I have to keep manners and decorum in messaging, you do too, Mr. Billionaire. This just proves billionaires are just socially inept motherfuckers with more money than they should have, trying to overcompensate. Okay? I'm not crazy, right? I'm losing my fucking mind. This is bringing a lot of things in mind.
Life.
I didn't know
but
these
what's
things
important
exist.
is that Trump said from Mike Huckabee, a pastor, politician, ambassador, and great person, he co-worker zoned him. Huckabee loves
co-worker
Trump,
zoned him.
but Trump is neutral towards Huckabee. And then lastly, our final domestic route, the most recent route, Zoran Mamdani.
Zoran
now,
Mamdani.
Everybody has seen all of the Mamdani pictures. Here's an example of one of them that Trump photo dumped everywhere. Trump was so smitten with him that he told the press this.
Would you feel comfortable living in New York City under a Mamdani administration?
Yeah, I would. I really would.
He really just gave up. Like, Mamdani is trying to, fix New York. And that's usually the detriment. And he's definitely for the people. So when I saw the news that this meeting with Mamdani and Trump went swimmingly, I was like, what kind of magic was put on here? But no, it was just the omega pheromones and the alpha pheromones. It was alpha omega chemistry. My throat is gone dry because of all this bullshit. I swear to God.
Because Mamdani would make him feel safe. That's the omega in him. All he wants
Yes!
is a safe, comfortable nest where he can snuggle up with somebody
I'm losing
like
my
Mamdani.
mind.
Because as you can see in all the other routes, even though Trump is an omega, he's pretending to be an alpha all the time. That's why he needs his heat suppressants, and that's why he said that Tylenol.
Not Trump needing his heat suppressants because he needs to suppress it and look like an alpha all the time. Oh my God. I know Omega Alpha dynamics are bullshit in real life, but at the same time, wouldn't it be funny if this perfectly capsulated his psychology, his mentality? Because this is technically they chose to believe in this kind of Omega Alpha dynamics. That's why they use Alpha and Omega a lot as men. Like alpha men, alpha bullshit, alpha top, whatever. Maybe that's why. And that's why we live in a society. I'm bringing on the vocal fry because my throat is fucked. But yeah, this is a lot of alpha omega identity because people chose to be the alpha top bullshit when they didn't need to. And now they're playing to stereotypes. This is psychology, guys. Fiction becomes reality, reality becomes fiction.
Causes autism, so he can hoard all the heat suppressants. And he can
What do you mean
pretend to be
causes
an alpha more
autism?
often
What
than
chair
not.
did
But
I
now
jump
that
off
people
to?
are still taking Tylenol, he doesn't have any heat suppressants. And
He
if
doesn't have heat
any
suppressants, so he relies on
He can't
Mamdani.
suppress the heat, so he can't suppress the way he feels about Zoran Mamdani every time he's
Oh my
around
God.
him. So Trump
Girl,
obviously
stop.
loves Zoran Mamdani. And the thing is, Mamdani has called him a fascist and stuff like that in the past. So I would say Mamdani hates to is neutral to Donald Trump. And this might be
he's
in
working
part
on it.
because Mamdani has a wife who he is very loyal to. So here's another confirmed route. Mamdani and Rama are in a confirmed marriage. And I forgot to
Yes.
mention, but Mamdani is also the hallmark route. This is because they grew up in the same small town, New York City, so they can relate to each other on that level. And at the end of the day, there's nothing that makes Trump more comfortable than something familiar. Because he is
I
an
hate
omega.
the logic,
Okay,
but it works.
And that completes our
It
entire
works.
domestic route side.
The
So
domestic
with this,
route is
that
good
is
now,
every
okay.
single domestic route that Trump has ever explored. Now, to the interesting stuff. The international routes. First,
Girly, yes,
let's
go.
explore from the pre-Biden administration. So the original love triangle was between Trump, Trudeau, and Enrique Peña Nieto. Trump obviously loved him, and
Who the fuck is Enrique Peña Nieto? And what does he have to do with Trudeau? And what's with their love triangle with Trump? I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind. I work for one of the countries.
and that's why he was always talking about building a wall to Mexico, because he wanted to get Nieto's attention, right? But Nieto did not like that. He did not like the way Trump flirted with him, because he knows Trump's sugar baby tendencies, and he said he was not willing to pay for the wall. As we can see here in this tweet read by Nieto, President Donald Trump, no, Mexico will never pay for a wall. Not now, not ever. Sincerely, Mexico. All of us. And that's why in old pictures like these, you will see so much distance between the two of them. These days, Trump is really touchy with his haramis, but with Nieto, they were sitting at least 4 feet apart. This is because this was Trump's first attempt at international riz, and he was really bad at it. Now, the second part of the
he
love
was really
triangle
shit at
was
it.
Trudeau. At first, Trump and Trudeau had a love relationship, but that quickly soured. They just honestly started hating each other until Trudeau got replaced with his successor, Carney. Trump would say stuff like, "It was a pleasure to have dinner the other night with Governor Justin Trudeau of the great state of Canada. I look forward to seeing the governor again soon so that we may continue our in-depth talks on tariffs and trade."
In-depth talks on tariffs and trade. I'm gonna fucking kick your nuts in. Bullshit. Sorry, I'm still petty about that. We're all petty about the fucking tariffs right now. Bitch, the fucking RAM. Oh wait, that's the AI. AI fucked that over. Anyway, look. Everything's gone to shit ever since tariffs was suggested first, and then it became even worse. When it's a lot right now. I'm feeling it.
The results of which will be truly spectacular for all. Please explain to Governor Trudeau of Canada that when he puts on a retaliatory tariff on the US, a reciprocal tariff will immediately increase by a like amount. Trudeau is truthfully the Prime Minister of Canada, but Trump keeps calling him governor because Trump wants to make Canada the 51st state of the United States of America. So, to piss off Trudeau because they don't have a great relationship, he keeps calling him governor. And this made Trudeau really mad. But they were able to put aside their differences for long enough to sign an agreement between all of the love triangles. So that's Nieto here, Trump here, and Trudeau here. And they all signed an agreement, which is basically NAFTA, but renamed into the US-Mexico-Canada agreement. But that doesn't matter. Here's them resolving the
NAFTA
love
could have
triangle.
just
This
stayed,
leads
for fuck's
into
sake.
Canada's successor, Carney. And Carney and Trump are kind of in a weird spot right now. Because at first, Trump felt this way about Carney.
I'll go back. I'm glad you upgraded me to president.
Oh, did I say? Great stuff.
It's good. I started as
At least I didn't say that.
But then Carney made an ad which featured Ronald Reagan talking about tariffs, and Trump said this: "The Ronald Reagan Foundation has just announced that Canada has fraudulently used an advertisement which is fake, featuring Ronald Reagan speaking negatively about tariffs." The ad was for $75 million. They only did this to interfere with the decision
I
of
need
the
to punch
U.S.
somebody
Supreme
right
Court
now.
and other
Holy
courts.
shit.
Tariffs are very important to the national security and economy of the USA. Based on their egregious behavior,
Tariffs are
all
not
trade
that-
negotiations with Canada are hereby terminated. Thank you for attention to this matter, President DJT. So Trump was very, very angry. So right now, I think it's safe to assume Trump hates Carney. Recently in the news, Trump was saying that he would resolve this with Trump when it resolves. So I would say that Carney is on neutral to friendly terms with Trump, but we're gonna say that it's neutral because that makes more sense. Okay. Are you following? Let me start denoting these. So this is the domestic route love triangle. This is love triangle 1. And now we're gonna get love
Girls-
triangle 2. Kim
Girls have
Jong-un
done a good job
and
of
Vladimir
segregating all these.
Putin. So everybody knows that Donald Trump loves Kim
Okay, we have a love triangle with Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin. Got it. I'm not losing my mind. I'm not crazy.
Jong-un.
This is happening.
Roll the clips.
Well, I have very good relationships with Kim Jong-un. A lot of
Guys, the amount of times I've paused just to collect my thoughts. A little bit much. Lumi, I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind over this, all of this. Some fit, some are like, some just give me bad memories because I kind of want to punch some shit because these things affected a bunch of people. I've seen their applications. Them apply for refugee status. I've seen a lot of shit. But I'm just a pencil pusher, nothing to worry about. I'm just a silly guy on the internet.
People would say, oh, that's
I sound menacing, but no, I'm just being silly about it.
terrible. No, it's good. Someday I'll see him. I look forward to seeing him. He was very good with me. I know him better than you do. I know him better than anybody, almost.
But the thing with Kim Jong-un is kind of shy. So Kim Jong-un right now is like
Neutral.
friends to neutral with Trump. Now everybody
Okay.
knows that Kim Jong-un and
Jong-un's neutral with
Putin
him.
are BFFs. But Putin and Trump have kind of a different relationship. They have an on and
That's
off.
that's actually something I've noticed. Putin and Kim Jong-un, kind of normal, kind of fine. Even with Putin and was it on China right now? I forgot. Anyway, the status with China and Russia and China and North Korea are pretty all right. But with the USA, it's on and off, even amidst the war, the war with Ukraine and whatever happening with imports and tariffs, and there's too much happening. I'm fucking losing it. I'm stopping the video every 5 seconds just to say I'm losing it. That's how crazy this is. Continue.
relationship. So sometimes Putin can be very sweet.
Thank you very much, Vladimir.
Next time in Moscow.
Like when he asked Trump to come over to Moscow next time. However, apparently in the Alaska summit, they had a fight. But now that Zelensky is coming into the picture, they're not having a fight anymore. So for Donald Trump and Putin, it's kind of a love-hate relationship. I think it's very complicated. But this second love triangle heralded the addition of a new player. Somebody that Trump had talked about since the pre-Biden era and into the post-Biden era, Xi Jinping, the president
Jinping is still
of
current,
China.
okay.
Now, while Vladimir Putin was the cold Duke of the North route, Xi Jinping is the harem rival route. So Xi Jinping
Harem
is
rival
Trump's
Xi
core
Jinping?
love rival because he has built this imperial harem where he brought leaders like Putin, like Kim.
Oh, it's because Xi Jinping also has a political harem that rivals Trump's. Okay. So in an isekai academia bit, once the popular girly, once the country bumpkin that just starts out, I don't want to say who's who, but we know the plot, right? I'm gonna pause for a second. I need to blow my nose because I think my brain cells are leaking out of my nose. I think God has left us today.
Kim Jong-un, like Modi, all to meet with him. People that Trump has had trouble meeting with. And so they had this complicated love-hate relationship at first. But after meeting him, I think that Trump has really warmed up to him. So much that he said something like this. That he had a very good telephone call with President Xi, and he said, our relationship with China is extremely strong. This call was a follow-up to our highly successful meeting in South Korea 3 weeks ago. Highly successful meeting, extremely strong, incredibly positive language. President Xi invited me to visit Beijing in April, which I accepted, and I reciprocated, where he will be my guest for a state visit in the US later in the year. They're gonna meet each other. They're gonna meet each other's families, each other's countries. We agree that it is important.
We're gonna see each other's families, each other's countries. Donald Trump with Xi Jinping. Oh my god. Isn't this crazy?
That we communicate often because they're in a long distance
I
relationship.
don't know.
And
The Jennifer
communication
Coolidge.
matters the most.
Jennifer Coolidge never shuts down. No matter what tone, what vocal damage, Jennifer Coolidge always on the case. This is gonna be crazy. Oh my gosh. Jennifer Coolidge, national reporter, hot on the action. Mr. President, tell me how you feel about Xi Jinping with letters.
Which I look forward
My
to
friend.
doing. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
This is a
And then
lot
as
of
you can
words
see,
for-
he signed his name in all caps, which means that he's very excited. You can go back and look at all the other screenshots I've shown you. He very rarely does that unless he is excited, which implies that they might have a soulmate relationship. But
Not a
because it's
soulmate
so long
relationship. Get the
distance,
fuck
it's
out.
hard to build up the same banter that he and Biden had, which is why he still talks about Biden to this day because he can't get rid of that hole in his heart. For now,
He can't get rid of
they
the hole
love
in his
each other.
heart that's
Now,
shaped like
obviously,
Biden.
Xi
Fuck
Jinping
off.
also has connections to Modi, who loves him, because Modi is still vying for Empress Consort, and with Putin, who's also vying for Empress Consort, and with
I'm losing
Kim
my
Jong-un,
mind.
who's
The
also
Chinese are
vying
gonna
for
kill
Empress
me.
Consort. So as you can
Actually,
see,
everybody's
Xi
gonna
Jinping
kill me
also
at this
has
point.
his own little harem going on with these leaders that Trump loves the most. Modi and Trump have, I think, a neutral relationship at the moment, because while there was that whole tariff thing going on, I don't think they really have anything else going on right now. Next, Love Triangle 3. Netanyahu, Khamenei, and Trump. Obviously, Netanyahu loves Trump. They love each other. And if you don't believe me, here's a clip.
Hey, I have an idea. Mr. President, why don't you give him a pardon?
So Trump wants Netanyahu
Why didn't
to
you
be
give him
pardoned
a
for his
pardon,
war
girl?
crimes.
What the fuck?
Trump would not do this if he did not love Netanyahu. Okay. Now Khamenei, on the other hand, Khamenei and Trump have a jilted relationship, and I'm not gonna read all that. But Trump says
I'm not gonna read all that. It's
occurs
the
right
wisest words
after
I've
Trump
ever heard.
bombs the Iranian nuclear
I'm not gonna
sites,
read all
which are
that.
supposed to have the nuclear weapons. However, apparently those weapons have been removed because Trump told Khamenei prior ahead of time that they were going to bomb that area. Why would he do that if he did not secretly like Khamenei? I don't know. Afterwards, when Khamenei
This is
and
crazy
Netanyahu
work to
broke
put
the
into a
peace treaty that
Yaoi.
he brokered between them, Trump said,
Getting rid of the
"I
weapons
saved
before
him
we
from a
bomb the area in Israel, I mean, or wherever it is crazy Yaoi writing. We don't even have military Yaoi this kind of. There's military Yaoi, bitch. Prisoners of war becoming Stockholm Syndrome lovers. We don't have military Yaoi of this scale. No, this is him flirting with the president of Israel.
very ugly and ignominious death, and he does not have to say, 'Thank you, President Trump.'" This is him admitting that he saved Khamenei, but he's mad because Khamenei did not give him any honey afterwards. So they used
Trump was expecting honey from.
to have a loving
Khamenei?
relationship, but I think they've moved on to hate. And obviously, Khamenei and Netanyahu hate each other. That's Love Triangle 3. Very simple yaoi. Now,
Very simple Yaoi is so crazy to hear. There was political intrigue in that bullshit. And we call it very simple Yaoi. Oh my god, I'm
We move
losing my
on.
mind.
to Love Triangle 4. It's getting a little bit more complicated. Bolsonaro and Lula. Obviously, Bolsonaro and Lula have a love-hate relationship and have had one.
This would be so funny if I accidentally live streamed this. The buttons were so close to get together when I wanted to pause.
For a while. And here's the thing. Everybody thinks that Trump loved Bolsonaro, but the truth is, Trump never loved Bolsonaro. He was only ever using him to make Lula jealous, because the truth
What the
is,
fuck?
Trump loved Lula, but he failed Lula's route. So
He failed
Trump
Lula's
loves
route.
Lula, but Lula does not love Trump. Lula is neutral to Trump. Meanwhile, Bolsonaro loves Trump, but Trump is neutral to him. That's why when Trump heard that he was going to prison, he didn't care that much. He just said, "Oh, that's too bad." So this one is a triangle of unrequited love all around. Bolsonaro loves Trump, but Trump doesn't love him back. Trump loves Lula, but Lula doesn't love him back. And meanwhile, Lula and Bolsonaro have a weird, complicated love-hate relationship going on. And here's some proof. Trump is sitting very far apart.
There's so
from
much
Lula.
Yaoi.
Same thing as in the beginning
it's
with
all
Nieto. They're
between
like 6 feet apart
60-year-olds.
because Trump is failing this route. Trump only ever sits this far apart from routes he fails. Here
I'm
are some
fucking
clips
losing
of
my
Trump
mind.
talking about Lula.
He liked me, I liked him. We had excellent chemistry.
See, he
We
likes
had
him a
excellent
lot.
chemistry. We
Meanwhile,
like
for
me, I like them.
Bolsonaro,
Trump,
this is how
shut
he
up.
feels.
Sir, are you willing about the president being arrested today? What? Any comment about the former Brazilian president being arrested today?
No, I don't know anything about it. I haven't heard.
Wow.
Are you willing?
Okay.
Is that what happened?
Yes, there's a citation.
That's too bad.
And you have any
That's too bad. No, I just think it's too bad.
Trump does
That's too
not really
bad.
care about him the way he cares about what Lula thinks of him. So this is love triangle number 4. One thing about the love triangle is that Lula and Macron are married. And this is a confirmed route, because Macron says this: "Some people compared the images from my visit to Brazil to those of a wedding, and I say to them, it was a wedding! France loves Brazil, and Brazil loves France. And Macron said it.
That's the
I didn't
craziest
say
way
it.
to set up a
Macron
wedding.
said it. And Macron and Trump have this thing going on. Now, Macron is touchy with everybody, but he does not shy away from Trump like some other leaders might do. Trump is gripping him by the
Trump really likes touching other people in all these photos. And you know what that reminds me of? Vox from Has Been Hotel. He keeps touching people, and that's what broke the contract between. Oh, wait. There. Spoilers. But contracts were broken because of touching somebody, like just physically touching them with their hands. That's it. Anyway.
hand, and then he pulls him away, and they walk away hand in hand. And if you look here, Trump has a huge grin on his face. A huge grin. Not as big as when he was with Mamdani, but this is a very positive grin. And Macron also has a grin on his face. Very positive grin. He's happy to be being led away. Here you can see what I mean by Trump is an omega, but he likes to act like an alpha. When he acts like an alpha, he can get the alphas and the omegas. And that is good for him, because he can get whoever he wants. The thing
When you pretend to be an alpha, you can get the alphas and the omegas, and it's good for him because that's how you get what he wants. Shit, should I try to be an alpha? The face that Giko gave me is like, dude, are you for real? No.
thing is, it's not really working out in his favor because he's not getting whoever he wants. But to some extent, the omega pretending to be an alpha strategy works. So Macron and Trump seem to love each other. But Macron loves everybody. Now we move on
Macron
to
loves
Love
everybody,
Triangle
yeah.
5, which includes one of our members from Love Triangle 2, Putin, Zelensky, and Trump. Putin and Zelensky hate each other. Now, we know that Trump and Putin have a love-hate relationship. Zelensky and Trump, he loves Zelensky a little bit more distantly. At one point, Trump loved him, and he told him that Zelensky could get all of his land back from Putin. But he changed his mind as soon as he talked to Putin. Every time he says something to Zelensky, Putin comes and ruins it. They're kind of in a neutral love situation, where it's not necessarily hate, but it's not necessarily love either. It's masquerading as love. This is Love Triangle number 5. And let me show you some examples. Here is something that Trump tweeted about Zelensky. It began long before I took office for a second term during this Biden again here. But I don't think he does. I think he's just lashing out in jealousy because none of his harems are going right, and even Zelensky's
none of
not
her harems are going right,
And so the
Trump. You need
closest
to
thing he
fix
can
your
lash
route.
out to is Zelensky.
You need to
Overall,
go back in time.
This love triangle is not
Actually,
going
no,
well
fuck
for
you.
anybody. Now, Zelensky has some friends. Macron and Zelensky are friends with benefits. We know this because Macron winks at everybody, but he is always also winking at Zelensky. And not only that, but they hold regular phone calls. So I would say they're friends lovers. Also has a few other friends who went and visited him during his date with Trump. This includes Stubb, the president of Finland, Merz, the German chancellor, Meloni, the Italy PM, and Mark Rutte, who's the Secretary General of NATO. Now here are their relations to Trump. These are going to be very fast, and I'll show you the clips right after. Trump loves Stubb.
He's a tall guy. Good looking.
You look better than I've ever seen you look. You're a young, powerful man.
Stubb is neutral to Trump. Trump loves Merz.
You look great with your tan. Where'd you get that tan?
Merz is neutral to Trump. Trump loves
There's a lot
Mark
of
Rutte.
words. Out of
Hi, Mark.
pocket and shit.
Mark Rutte. Fantastic job. Thank you very much, Mark.
Mack
Mark is head of
should-
NATO.
And Mark Rutte loves Trump.
And then daddy has to sometimes use strong language to
You have
get
to use
us to
strong
understand.
language. Everyone's talking about
Now, Meloni is our in-game fujoshi. She and Merz are friends, and
Not Melanie being an in-game fujoshi girl.
she tries to convince Merz that he and Trump are meant to be together. Next, we are going to explore our friends to lovers routes. Milei, the Argentinian president, and Trump are friends to lovers. And you can see in this clip where Trump is saying he won't send money to Argentina if Milei does not win the election.
So we would not be generous with Argentina if that happened. If he
Wow,
loses, we
are
are
we
not going to
bartering
be
on these
generous with
things?
Argentina.
Really?
Trump
We're leveraging
is
these
also
things?
friends to lovers with Albanese, who is the Australian PM. And you can see it in this clip where Trump talks about how committed they are.
There's never been any games. We're strongly committed. And there are some games with other countries.
And finally, one of our newer routes, Trump and Anwar Ibrahim, who is the PM of Malaysia, are a tentative love. Trump is kind of being a bad boy when he meets with him. He's making him break rules. I think Ibrahim kind of likes that rush, which makes him smitten with Trump. So I'll say love to neutral. Okay, now that we are getting back into Asia, let's talk about political Yuri. So Trump
Not political
and
Yuri,
Sanae
what?
Takaichi are best friends, right? Obviously, because Takaichi is into political Yuri. And Takaichi's mentor is
What's a
Shinzo
political
Abe, who was
Yuri?
Trump's old fling. And they loved each other because Abe stayed by Trump no matter what. Here is Trump and Takaichi as best friends. She's obviously Yuri. And now here's Trump and Shinzo Abe, who are on the golf course together. And as you can see, they're matching colors. You know, he's wearing blue with stripes like an American. He's wearing all white, like how the Japanese flag's background is all white. They're like matching each other, you know? And then he's wearing white
That's
pants,
such
he's
a
wearing
leap
black
of-
pants. It's very
that's a leap of
obvious
faith.
that they had a fling. But after Shinzo Abe was assassinated, the only comfort he could find was in the girl that Abe mentored, who Trump is now best friends with.
I don't
For the
like that.
Yuri.
I don't
And
like
together,
her.
They make a Yuri, Yaoi,
I don't.
harem
This feels
dream
weird.
team. Next in Asia, our sixth love triangle, the two Koreas, Trump's bias Lee Jae-myung and Trump's bias wrecker Kim Jong-un. Kim feels
Not the
neutral
bias
to
and
friends
bias wrecker,
Trump, and Trump
fucking
loves
girl.
Kim Jong-un. Opposingly, Trump
That's
and
crazy.
Lee Jae-myung both love each other. That's why Lee Jae-myung gave Trump something fit for royalty. This crown. Look how happy Trump is about it. He's like, wow, something fit for a queen like me, an Omega queen like me. That's him, by the way. Kim Jong-un and Lee Jae-myung do not
Trump,
like each
Omega
other. This is
queen.
love triangle
Okay.
number 6. Okay, you guys, still with me? We got one more.
I'm
We got the
surprisingly
Middle
still
East
with you,
DLC,
girl.
And then an extra edition. Okay,
What do you mean
Middle
an
East
extra?
DLC first.
Not the
Mohammed
Middle
bin
East
Salman.
DLC.
Now, Mohammed bin Salman is the crown prince of Saudi Arabia. This is our royalty route, and they have a love relationship. And you can tell because of this meeting where Trump says this.
By formally designating Saudi Arabia as a major non-NATO ally.
Next, we have Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, who is the Emir of Qatar. And he gave Trump a giant Boeing jet present. If that's not a mutual love, I don't know what is. So I feel like we can say that is a mutual love. And Trump said this about accepting the jet.
I think that was a very nice gesture. Now, I could be a stupid person and say, oh, no, we don't want a free plane. We give free things out. We'll take one, too.
Girl, same. The way that my eyebrows were raised, like, oh, we were saying that. Also, consistent sugar baby mentality is actually on point. Why are we giving each other gifts like this? It's one thing to give. It's one thing to give a few things, but also like crowns and planes and jets. I'm losing my mind. My throat. I'm losing my throat. God, I need to be a throat goat for Vince.
Next, Ahmed al-Shara, who is the Syrian president. Trump described him as a young, attractive guy. Roll the clip.
How did you find the Syrian president?
Great. Right. I think very good. Young, attractive guy, tough guy.
I'm not sure if this is mutual love, though. So for now, I will say that he is neutral. But Trump obviously loves him. Next, the president of Turkey, Erdogan. Trump says this about him.
He's a tough cookie, but he's been my friend. And every time I've ever needed him, he's been there for me. So I just want to thank President Erdogan.
We all
He
like to
has
think of each
always
other's friends,
been
apparently.
there for him. If this is not mutual love, then none of these routes are correct. Next, the president of Egypt, El Sisi. Trump says this about him.
During the campaign against crooked Hillary Clinton, have you heard of her? So I went up to meet him first, and we like each other so much that she waited for about an hour and a half. And I think your meeting lasted about 2 minutes with her. So I always remembered that. But
You
that
can't
was our
help but
first
write
meeting.
Yaoi
We've
when
never
all the
stood
men are
together.
there.
And he's a fantastic man.
And he said that he believed Trump deserved the Nobel Peace Prize. Mutual love. So overall, Trump actually had great success in the Middle East DLC, which finishes out our entire map of all the political leaders, except for one person, a new addition that I had to add in last minute just today, Cristiano Ronaldo. Trump obviously
Who is
loves
he?
him.
Oh, the soccer star.
But he is confirmed
Football star.
to be married to Georgina Rodriguez, who he is using as a buffer when he meets with Trump. So I wouldn't say he hates Trump, but I think he is neutral to Trump because he does not want to date him. And that is our athlete star soccer player route. And with that, that is the entire political yaoi dating sim love pairing master diagram with evidence and explanations. Now that you're all caught up, we can continue political yaoi like normal. So thank you so much for 200k, Loomis. We couldn't have gone this far in political yaoi without you guys. I can't wait to make the diagram even more convoluted. Okay, I'll see you. I love you guys. Bye. XOXO. Bye, Loomis.
We love you too, Lumiere. Oh my god, that's a lot. I'll never be clean. Cleanliness is dead. We're all in political yaoi land. This is all a comedy. Everything's a joke. I'm losing my mind. What have we learned today? We learned that all the world's a yaoi stage, and we're all fujoshis that are to suffer through one madman's harem route. So go out there, start your own harem routes. Let's burn the world together. That's a horrible thing to say. No, please date responsibly. Please bring condoms. Please use lube. And please respect your omegas. Callie signing out. Thanks again. Bye for now.